I'm here to just work with you and work towards what you feel is going to work best for you in terms of managing your anxiety and your stress levels.
I've always had chronic anxiety since I was a little child. I've always felt very anxious, tightness in my chest, panicking too much. Mental health is such a taboo topic. It's a massive stigma. So that causes you to feel very isolated, very disheartened, because you feel like you're on this battle alone.
Look, it's incredibly important to start the conversation and to really listen. I think that it's important to build that sense of rapport and trust. Let them know that they're not alone, because sometimes it's really hard to talk about feelings, and it's important to sort of let them know that you're listening.
Well, I think it's taken me a bit of time to actually open up about my mental health. I remember the first time I went, I was quite frightened because I come from a background where mental health isn't really spoken about. People want to be keeping it to themselves. They feel like emotions and vulnerability equates to weakness.
Engagement is just so critical because you need to build that sense of rapport and trust. Sometimes that takes time with a young person, but it's really about listening without judgment.
Well, I think engagement with GPs are everything. It's a difference between a young person coming back and actually seeking help compared to a young person never coming back and being so afraid of the whole interaction. So I think the more engagement we have, the more culturally competent, the more understanding and trust that's being built, the engagement will allow young people to come back and have that productive dialogue.
This sort of rapport and trust doesn't happen instantly. Very often you need to make space to have further consultations with that person where you're not rushed. People know when you're rushed, Yeah.
It's not a quick fix. Young people aren't just going to say, oh, they mentioned the joke, I'll trust them immediately. But it's a gradual change, and I think that's something we need to focus more on.
I think that it's really important to listen first before you wade in with advice. And when you do discuss management, it's really got to be a collaborative process where you're exploring options together. It's not just about the health professional just dispensing advice.
I definitely wish more people listened than they gave advice. Set that boundary and say, hey, I'm probably not looking for a solution now, but I'm just looking for someone to have a conversation with, and then we can look at solutions later on.